Welcome back to United States of Australia. Here we are live again on YouTube for the first time in a while. And this has not been advertised at all. I think Robbie's currently furiously putting out a tweet to say that we're live. But hopefully people have got that notification bell ticked and they're ready to watch United States of Australia. As its title, it's NFL time. We're going to talk some NFL football, and joining me, a very special guest. Well, not guest, a very special return from our great good friend over in the Ukraine fighting the good fight. He's been out there. He's seen bullets flying. He's seen blood flowing and somehow didn't vomit or pass out unless he did. Jay Scoop, welcome back to the United States of Australia. Someone's watching. Yay.
Yo, and that was even just on my last date, the blood flowing and the bullets flying. But wearing my feeling lucky shirt because I am. So yeah, I'm doing all right over here, all things considered, and I'm glad I finally can jump in here with you guys.
Excellent. Well, thank you. It's great. It's great to have you. It's obviously we're always nervous every day. We don't know. Well, at the end of the day, if you die, we'll probably never hear about it. We'll just never hear from you again. That's probably,
Pretty
but
much.
it is a worry that we're like, are we going to hear from Scoop? And like I sent the message about us doing the show today. I was like, Scoop, are you available? Didn't hear from you. And then about an hour and a half ago or whatever, you're like, yeah, I'm fucking racing there to fucking be there. And it's great to have you, man. Like
There's
it's
always the chance, though, you could find out what happened to me. I might date myself, but during I think it was it the Black Hawk Down thing? Anyways, there was something where the things went down. And the people were dragging the bodies through the street, going like ah. So there's always something like that could happen. I could end up on the cover of some news feed with my body being dragged through. Oh, that's what happened to me.
Yeah. Again, Scoop, we talked about this backstage you are pretty fucking loud and blowing my ears out.
Dang,
So
I just have good inflection. That's what it is.
But speaking of blowing, our other co-host, a man that thinks every cream pie is delicious, Robbie the Mariner fan. How you doing?
You guys are morbid fucks. Jesus Christ.
It's reality.
Robbie, did you click on the show a couple of times while you're waiting to enter the show?
Yeah, I was making sure the link wasn't broken.
Yeah, because we had one viewer for like 10 seconds
maybe,
a couple of times.
Maybe it was Marcel.
Yeah. The great thing about this is we're live, but it's almost like we're doing a recording. We're just doing a recording because we're just talking to each other.
If a podcast goes on and no one listens, does it really make a sound?
Yeah, exactly. But no, look, we're here. We're here live. It's to save me editing, so I don't care that there's nobody here. It's literally just saving me from editing. I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I need to put out on the podcast feed. And I apologize to everyone for that, but hey, it is what it is. Thank you. Now, if you haven't heard the latest episode on the podcast feed, because why would you? I haven't put it up. But we did address this on a recorded episode, but that recorded episode isn't out. But this is now live, so we probably should address the fact that Roxanne's not here and Roxanne won't be here going forward. Roxanne has quit the show, and look, she's got a lot going on in life. She's a busy woman, new job, fantasy football. We all know that she's the fantasy football queen, so that takes priority. And she wasn't really into the show anymore. Anyway, so Roxanne is gone. If you listen to the podcast feed when I finally get that episode out, you'll hear that again. But that was a little bit more in the moment when I announced it then. I don't know where I'm going after that, but yeah, Rox isn't here. Today we're talking NFL. The NFL season kicked off on the previous weekend, and we're about to get into week 2. And we got a lot to discuss. All of our teams are reasonable talking points, except the Falcons, Robbie. Nobody gives a shit about the Falcons. We're not talking about. But
1-0, baby.
Yeah. But I'm going to selfishly start with the Dallas Cowboys. And look, poor old Daniel Jones. He took more sacks than Robbie's chin on Sunday. You think? Yeah, you like that joke?
That wasn't funny.
That was pretty good one.
Funny.
Yeah. We're going to get on to some quarterback discussion with Robbie, but this clearly, the Dallas Cowboys, clearly not about the quarterback and about Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys defense. 40-0, which, again, the 40-0 represents the defense like A, the nothing from the Giants, but B, at least half of those 40 points you got to attribute to the defense and what they did and the pressure they put on. And I'm like, we don't like to get carried away from one game. And look, I know the Cowboys definitely dominated the Giants last year. I think they beat them twice last year. And the Giants are not a fear for the Cowboys, but 40-0 in this defense, like, I gotta say, I know Dak Prescott isn't that guy. Dak Prescott is not a quarterback that's leading you to victory. But when I look at this defense, especially with the additions over the offseason of Gilmore and just Micah Parsons as a presence, like just Micah Parsons being on the field impacts the game. Whatever he does, like he's getting double teamed, possibly triple teamed. It's allowing other guys through. I look at this Cowboys defense, and you know, I might be crazy getting too excited after one game, but I kind of feel like this could be like an 85 Bears, 2000 Ravens situation where Dak Prescott doesn't have to be Jim McMahon. Doesn't have to be Tom Brady. He can be Jim McMahon or be Trent Dilfer.
Get the fuck out of here, man. I can't let you continue. One game, you just said 80 fucking 5 Bears and the 2000 whatever Ravens.
This is not based on one game. This is based on last season and the position the Cowboys were in last season. And look, your team is in the same situation. And like I would say the same thing about the Niners. And I think Brock Purdy is in a similar position to Dak Prescott. Don't make mistakes. Let your defense win the game. Like, again, this is not based on one game. This is based on watching last season, adding additions to the team to make the team stronger. I think this Cowboys team, and look, again, it is only one game, and I'm not getting too carried away. I'm just saying Micah Parsons is a generational talent. Nick Bosa is a generational talent. These are guys that change the way teams play offense. They affect just by them being on the field, whether they do anything or not. Just by being on the field, they make opposition coaches change the way they're going to play the game. If they're not playing against Micah Parsons, they're playing a different offense. This defense is really fucking good, and they were really fucking good last year. And I just think this Dallas Cowboys team, if Dak Prescott can protect the ball, this is not about, we don't need a fucking gunslinger. Dak Prescott just needs to protect the ball and let his defense do the work. All right, Scoop, go for it. Go for it.
Man, I'm just picturing you got all these posters that we can't see that are right in front of you, and I haven't been able to see where your left arm is at this whole time. You're rubbing one out while doing that whole diatribe about your team. No, I'm not saying that it can't end up that way, but after one game, no, and no, you cannot use the previous season. You never can. You haven't been able to do that since, I don't know, since the early 2000s Patriots. It just doesn't work that way anymore. You cannot use the previous season. Things change too much. Both with the personnel, the coaching on your team, and then also how people react to your team, all that. And quite honestly, I think the Cowboys last year were it's not overrated. They underperformed, and so they got to show me this year that they can meet that level. You know?
No, but that's the thing. As a whole, they underperformed in terms of Dak Prescott's not that guy. Like, in all seriousness, the Cowboys held the Niners in the divisional round to 17 points, and Dak Prescott could only put up 12. Like that was a failure of the offense, and they have bolstered the offense, but don't say that you can't look at previous. Like this team created the most turnovers over I think the last 2 years. The Cowboys have created the most turnovers in the league, and they created turnovers again on the weekend and sacks getting to the quarterback. They're really great at getting to the quarterback. Don't tell me that this defense didn't perform great last year, and you can't. They've added extra weapons, and you can't say after week one this defense came out firing. Don't tell me you can't point to last year and say how great was this defense, and they came out firing. Like, why are you telling me I can't point to last year?
Because I'm telling you, you can't, Aussie guy. But the main thing is, you know what it is. All the previous season does is it shows you the potential. Again, I'm not saying that the season can't end up exactly like what you're saying. It's very possible. But until it fucking happens, it hasn't happened.
But what's the point? What's the point in even fucking predicting anything then? Like, it's like, well, all right, I won't predict that they're going to be the 85 Bears or the 2000 Ravens. Like, that's part of fucking doing a broadcast.
No, but did you do that a week and a half ago or whatever? Maybe
I thought this defense was great.
Yeah, but did you say they were going to be the 80?
No, of course I didn't. That's my point, though. I watched week one.
Exactly.
And it's not just the fact that they kept the Giants to 0. They created at least half of the Cowboys' points in a 40-0 drubbing, and a defense that was great last year has come out and made that statement in week one. Of course, I'm going to go. Could this be the 85 Bears? Could this be the 2000 Ravens? Like
against the Giants, you're saying this. They're going to be one of the best teams ever by one game against the Giants.
It's again, like I said, it is only one game. Unless, like, we don't need to get too carried away. My point is watching that statement made by that defense and knowing how great a player Micah Parsons is. It's one of those things where I just went, we can talk about this as like Dak Prescott doesn't need to be the talking point of the Cowboys this season. He doesn't need to be. The talking point of the Cowboys can be this defense. This defense is great. It is a great defense. And yeah, it's 1 week against the Giants, but fuck me, they were great last year and they just came in and went whack.
I think to say they're a great defense is like kind of like, okay, they have the great players and they're supposed to be a great defense. Now we need to see them back it up. And you said the perfect term, making a statement. Well, that's exactly what they did in the first week. They made a statement. But in my mind,
I'm not making a statement.
I like to treat how I think the season is going to go for the teams and whatever, the same way I like to do with my betting when I'm disciplined enough to do it. And that's that I like to try to not bet in the first 3 weeks because you don't have any good enough fucking trends to like actually know these teams, know them. Just playing the Giants, like, come on. And then you're leaving out what the special teams did in that game. Like, special teams was fucking
they blocked
awesome.
the punt and return. They blocked the punt and return and touchdown, no doubt. Which again, another aspect to a great team is a great special teams. If you have a great special teams, you're a great team.
But is that going to happen every week?
All right, that's the end of the show, folks. We're not allowed to make statements and predict things anymore. Scoop has put a fucking line through that. No, I'm kidding. Robbie has not said anything for probably a good 10 minutes. So, Robbie, you got any thoughts on my bold statement that the Cowboys defense is the 85 Bears?
Oh, my God.
I completely zoned out halfway through that.
You're such a fucking wet blanket. Yeah.
Judging by what I heard, I don't know. I don't think you can win a championship just off defense anymore. In today's NFL, I don't care how good your defense is. Good offense beats good defense, and I just think by the end of the run to a Super Bowl, I just don't see a scenario where a good defense could carry a mediocre offense all the way through the playoffs.
So Robbie's not disagreeing with me. Robbie is saying the 85 Bears wouldn't win the Super Bowl this year. That's what Robbie's saying.
You're so
that is what that's what Robbie just said. Is that not what you just said, Robbie?
I wasn't alive in 1985.
You're trying to be a spin master. But hey, I was just thinking about it right now. Team from last year, although I think we would all agree that we felt they were a little bit overrated. But you remember how the Eagles were supposed to be one of the best defenses, and you see how many points like they were giving up and all that. And they're like a perfect example of me what I feel like that it could have. Like, I don't know who's the first big notable team that Cowboys are going to play, but it'll be interesting to see that week, like how they do. Personally, I'm telling you, you remember my predictions from last year. I said Dallas and the Niners were going to meet in the NFC Championship game. They had these huge records, and it kind of,
They're in the divisional round.
It didn't happen the way I thought it would. I didn't know Mr. Irrelevant was going to lead the team. All these things, but the point is, I don't know. It's like this Dallas team is really good. Except for Dak Prescott is this X factor that we don't know how exactly he's going to do. But I have seen times where that defense will flounder when you're not expecting them to. And I would argue that it's definitely that it's better defense than the Niners. You know, like superstar wise. Like, I mean, you could probably rattle them off, right? Diggs, Parsons.
Yeah, Diggs. Yeah, well, Parsons
is overrated.
No. This is what the thing about Diggs. All right, the thing about Diggs is all or nothing, and I'm fine with it. You know, like, yeah, he's going to give up a bunch of yards because he's going for the pick,
a bunch of touchdowns.
Yeah, all right, but he also over 2 years he's plucked out like 19 picks or something over a 2-year period.
Last year he seemed, I don't know.
And one of the impressive plays in the last game, I think he was starting to get burned, and then he put his helmet on the ball and popped it out, and that ended up being a huge play.
Yeah, and also the addition of Gilmore.
Gilmore.
All of a sudden, you've got you've changed the situation there where Diggs, perhaps you don't want to go to Gilmore's side of the field, and it opens things up for Diggs, or vice versa. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah. No, and again, look, we're about to get onto Josh Allen because Micah Parsons is my Josh Allen. I kind of this guy, right? Forget my fucking 85 Bears comparison. As a talent, as a player, Micah Parsons definitely has a Lawrence Taylor feel to him.
Different types of players, but
yes, but in terms of this guy changes the game. As an individual on the field, he changes the game. And there is other guys in the league like that. And with your Niners, I think Bosa is one of those guys. Scoop, TJ Watt is one of those guys. It is a thing where defensive players, we do fillet the quarterbacks a lot, but there's defensive players in the league that do change the game and impact the game severely. And Micah Parsons is one of those guys. And I believe in him. And if there's someone that can lead the Cowboys to a championship, I feel like it's Micah Parsons. But let's do it. Let's get on to the Josh Allen discussion because the Buffalo Bills took on the New York Jets. Did the same.
A top 2 defense in the NFL.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was the same. It was the same stadium that the Cowboys won 40-0 the night before. Was it the same stadium? I believe it was.
Yeah, not the same team though.
No, but the same stadium. And that's a good point, Robbie, because the team that they played was psyched. They were pumped. They traded for a Hall of Fame quarterback. They were ready to roll, and that Hall of Fame quarterback tore his Achilles in the 4 plays into the game, something like that.
1 for 4 or something. He was.
Yeah. No,
one pass in 4 plays. That's what
right.
It was, right?
Yeah, because Josh Allen has actually completed more passes to the Jets than Aaron Rodgers this season, as we know. So yeah, the Jets then had to go over to Zach. Is it Zach Wilson? Is that his name? Who knows? They went to Zach Wilson, and Josh Allen couldn't get the job done against an Aaron Rodgers-less New York Jets. Robbie, I'm going to give you the floor first. Defend your quarterback.
He had a bad game. I don't think it was. They still got to overtime, so there's that.
What? Zach Wilson and the Jets still got to overtime? Yeah, good.
Yeah. And the Jets have a better defense than the Cowboys. They're one of the best defenses in the league. They have the best cornerback in the league in Sauce Gardner. They're the best defensive tackle in the league in Quinnen Williams. So don't get me going on this fact like Josh Allen this is all Josh Allen's fault. Was he reckless with the ball? Yes. But they lost last year the first game and they still made the playoffs. Every year, people want to doubt Josh Allen, not because he's not good, but because he made so many people look wrong. Everyone was like, "Oh, Josh Allen shouldn't even be a third-round pick, let alone a first-round pick." So he had a bad game. He's still a top 3 quarterback in the league. There is 27 other teams that would suck gallons of dick to get Josh Allen. The only teams that win are the Chargers because they're delusional. The Bengals and the Chiefs, okay? And speaking of the Bengals, Joe Burrow arguably had a worse game than Josh Allen.
We're not talking about Joe Burrow.
No, shut up. What did people say? Oh, they put out these funny memes of him and that Culkin guy and say how, oh, look, he looks like McCall Culkin or whatever, how he pronounce his name. It's not the end of the world. It's just one bad game. It was a historically bad game. What happens when Josh Allen has a bad game? Oh, you should cut his ass. He loses more games than he wins. This guy's a bum. All this stuff. Then you have a 96-year-old calling to the Ben Maller show saying he's the most overrated player he's ever seen in the NFL. Maybe that guy should stop watching football and focus on his hospice care. So, this is bullshit. Just because he had one bad game. And when he beats the Raiders by 20 points this weekend, I didn't want everyone to... Shut up. I want everyone that texted me and called me and tweeted at me saying Josh Allen's a bum. I'm an idiot for ever believing him. I want them to bend over. I chose
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I want them to apologize to me, but say they're sorry, not bend. I don't know where I was going.
Yeah, by bending over and backing on up.
I know what you're saying, Robbie. What you're saying is just because Josh Allen came out that way and made a statement about how bad of a quarterback he was, it doesn't mean that that's how he's going to be the whole season and be as bad at sucking as good as the 85 Bears were at defense.
Well, what I love about Robbie's little performance there, and Ryan, man, bend over and apologize. LOL reminds me. Oh, sorry, I'll click on it. Bend over and apologize. LOL reminds me of a South Park episode. LOL. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Ryan.
Come on, Ozzy. I just took that dig at you.
I don't give a shit. Like. It's perfectly fine because
piss me off right now.
No, because I didn't just brush over bullshit. I didn't just brush over stuff. Like
I didn't brush over anything.
Shut up! I'm gonna fucking tell you what I'm gonna tell you what you brushed over. Whereas Scoop asked me questions and I responded, right? And so now I'm gonna ask you a question. What you brushed over is like you just went on to one of your typical rants. You went red herrings, bringing up Joe Burrow. I don't know what that's got to. That's got nothing to do with this. Like, don't give me this bullshit. Oh, Joe Burrow has a bad game and nobody talks about it, but Josh Allen doesn't. Blah, blah, blah. What do you think? What do you think Dak Prescott goes through just for being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys?
Hold the fucking ball sack.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Dak Prescott. Yeah. Dak Prescott has not turned the ball over as much as Josh Allen in his career, and he gets way more criticism than Josh Allen. Shut the fuck up. I've got the floor. He gets way more criticism.
Actually. You said you asked me a question. I answered.
I didn't.
It.
I will interject. So, first of all, Robbie, some of those throws, especially later in the game, was Josh Allen was reminding me of like that last year of Brett Favre where he almost didn't like seem to give a fuck. He's just like fuck it. and I was surprised because I give you shit about Josh Allen, but I know he's a really good quarterback. That was really surprising me how he was like, and I guess he was just letting the game get to him at that point because the throws were getting a lot more. They were getting worse, but. Again, Ozzy, like, I don't know. Do we take this one game and we go, you know what? Maybe he's just maybe he's not that good. Or do we go, hey, no, I'm just asking straight up. Is that, or should we go off of how he was last year? And even then, I can't really remember the last couple of games at the end of last year. Did he flounder? I don't remember. Robbie would know.
Well, he certainly bombed in the playoffs, but no, and I'm not saying that Josh Allen is a bad quarterback in any stretch, and he is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. And Scoop, you stole my point. I am likening Josh Allen to Brett Favre, not just Brett Favre at the end. It was his entire career. Brett Favre was a guy who went, "I've got an arm, I'm going to use it," and he made silly throws for interceptions.
He's a top player of all time.
Fuck you! I let you talk. I let you talk. Shut the fuck up. Yes, Josh Allen could be a fucking great Hall of Fame quarterback and might win a Super Bowl. Not taking any of that away from him, but he makes dumb decisions, Robbie. And you just brush over that fact. He turns the ball over at critical times, and you look to blame everybody else because you're a Josh Allen fan. You're not a Bills fan. Now, if I was a Bills fan, like if Josh Allen was a quarterback of the Cowboys, I'm not blaming the offensive line. I'm not blaming the receivers. I'm not blaming these other people. It's the quarterback is not up to scratch. He's making bad decisions. It's the fucking YOLO attitude. You only live once. Let's see if I can fucking put the ball through this tiny hole and make a great play rather than just going, you know what? Let's not fucking turn this ball over. Let's take a sack or let's throw the ball away or whatever. Josh Allen thinks he's as good as you think he is. And that's the problem. He needs to dial it back. He needs to dial it back. Go, Robbie.
Well, while he pauses, I just wanted to add the one thing about his running game, which I always like. Man, when I want them to lose, I hate when he runs because I know he's going to do it really well. And if they do the right plays, like he'll be just about unstoppable. It just seems like they just don't call it right, or he doesn't make whatever decision. I don't know what's wrong with how they click sometimes. But when he starts running, I'm like, fuck, there goes another first down, like it's guaranteed. But the one thing about it is, what does he do? He takes that fucking hit at the end every time, it seems. Man, I don't know how long he's going to get away with it. It's not like how I used to say similar things when the Seahawks with Russell Wilson, when they started to not have a good line and he started to get hit and he was trying to run around. But he was more, he was a small guy. Josh Allen's big. Ben Roethlisberger was big, but he was getting injured here and there. But I don't know. Sometimes it seemed like he was like this large beast, and all these hyenas were trying to take him down. Josh Allen's like, he's more athletic than Ben, so it's like you can't make perfect comparison. But I'm wondering, how long is it going to be until he takes that lick, and then that's it. Like, it's going to happen, I think, at some point.
All right, just before you respond, Robbie, Big Greg's here. You need one more to put Robbie in the bottom right. That is true. Robbie is always bottom right, though. All right, Robbie. Oh, hello. Wow, Ribman, I don't know if this language is appropriate for YouTube. Robbie, you fag. Why didn't you tell me you was doing this YouTube thing? I've been so supportive of you on this. Big middle finger. Thank you, Ribman. Good to be here. Good to see you here. Thoughts, Robbie?
Very supportive. I can feel the love.
Actually, I want to ask Ribman. Ribman, earlier in the show, I compared the Dallas Cowboys defense to the 85 Bears. I want to hear your thoughts on that.
They're not even the best defense in the league.
Yes, they are. At the moment, they are. Nobody's scored on them. How can you say that? How can you say they're not the best defense in the league when nobody's scored on them yet? Everybody else has been scored on.
You're that guy who's going to be like, oh, I guess the Yankees, they won the first game of the season, 162-0.
Robbie didn't know. Shut the fuck up. Robbie just said they're not the best defense in the league. Who's better? Nobody's scored on them. We're talking about one game. The season is one game. You want to use the whole one game? Well, one game, nobody scored on them. Every other team in the league has been scored on. Have they not? Have they not?
In the league?
Sorry?
So are we saying? Sorry. So are we saying that the Browns are the second best defense in the league then?
Right now, yeah, they've only had 3. Yeah, well, but let's look at all the stats. But yes, no, the Browns only gave up 3 points, and against a top 3 quarterback, according to you. You said Joe Burrow is one of the top 3. Browns might be better than the Cowboys. Then they only gave up 3 points to the third best quarterback in the league, according to you.
You right now, Jesus Christ,
Ozzy, you got to get off that Kool-Aid, man. Again, you're hyping the Cowboys more than you can after week 1. You're basically saying, like, who can dispute that they're the best team in the It's one fucking game. We don't know who is the best defense right now. What we know is, who are the guys who came out the gate so far and are showing that they're going to be right at the top. I don't know if the Niners are gonna be at the top. Again, I don't know if the Cowboys are gonna be at the top, but those are the guys among the guys that are probably going to be there or have that title. But we don't know.
Again, don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say the Cowboys are the best defense in the league. Robbie said they aren't the best defense in the league. Shut up. Robbie said they aren't the best. They're not even the best defense in the league. And I said, how can they not be? They're the only team who didn't give up any points. I was just pointing out. Robbie brought it up. And I just said,
semantics.
I'm a fucking broadcaster. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. But the point was, how can they not be? Oh, easily they cannot be when they play somebody other than the Giants. So that's the point.
Well, there you go. So how could they not be? They cannot be in the future. Well, thanks. I'm talking about right now. So yeah.
No, they might not be right now. You just don't know because they're not playing somebody else to show you that they're not that good. Again, I'm just doing devil's advocate because I think they are going to be just about that good. Who knows? But they're going to be right up there. So, but I'm just telling you to slow down, motherfucker. You're gonna drown yourself on this Kool-Aid.
We're doing we're broadcasting tonight. I'm not broadcasting in fucking December. I'm broadcasting in fucking September.
Yeah. So this is where if it was me, I'd say, man, that was a great game, blah, blah, blah. I hope they can keep this up. I don't know if they're going to, if they're setting me up for blah, 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 that kind of crap.
Good point. Let's come on every week and go, well, this team might do okay or they might fail. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
No, not every week.
That's a fucking great show, isn't it?
A trend.
Josh is more athletic.
2 to 3 weeks to show the trend. That's what I said earlier.
All right, so we'll do this show in 3 weeks then, and we'll fucking do. Josh is more athletic.
No.
Josh is more athletic than Ben, but Ben was built bigger than Josh overall. Ben even broke down in the end. Thank you, Big Greg.
Yeah. Hey, who do you have the Cowboys? Because I'm just curious. I don't even know who they're playing in the next couple of weeks, but I assume they'll probably
they got the Jets this week, so we're imagining about 15 sacks and 14 turnovers. I mean, come on.
Zach Wilson's gonna be serving them up.
He'll be dead. He'll be dead. Micah Parsons will be charged with murder on the weekend.
How about, do you know they're playing the one after that?
No, I don't. We're actually getting some chats, so I'm going to the chat. Dak is another Tony Romo. Absolutely fucking not. If Tony Romo, prime Tony,
here we go.
No. If prime Tony Romo was the quarterback of this team, fucking forget about it. They are fucking all right, Robbie. I'll let you back in. You you took yourself out, but I'm letting you back in.
No, I didn't mean to. I was trying to type and my fat hand hit the exit button.
And Big Greg, referring back to when Robbie left by Robbie. It was actually great because it did kind of seem like I'd broken Robbie and he just left.
No.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that was great. I love that. My thing says 2 people. So it's Ribman and Big Greg that are watching us. Thanks, guys. And here is Ribman. Who is the guy with the Cranian accent?
Cranian. Like my cranium.
Ribman's.
You have to factor in the drunk factor.
Yeah.
He's trying.
Yeah, he forgot the U at the start. He's just jumped in with another great one.
Oh my god.
Spur bowl for sure with Romo.
Almost a sperm bowl, yeah.
That's what I just said.
I fucking love you, Ribman. But no,
I do. I wanted to say, Ozzy, about that next game against the Jets. Like, I still think Dallas probably would have pounded him, Robbie. But it's I wanted to see that against Aaron Rodgers. I just wanted to see.
Money where my mouth is. The Cowboys suck. I just put $30 on the Jets to cover the $9 spread or the plus 9.
Thank you, Robbie, because you just made that. You just got me even more into that game on the weekend. Because I can't wait to message you and say
I had
buy,
the 50%
buy
profit
$30, buy $30.
I'm gonna make $90 off this shit.
Please,
gosh, dude.
Zach Wilson.
They just have to run the ball and lose by less than 9. We're good.
I mean, I'm trying to play devil's advocate over here, Robbie, and you're not helping me whatsoever.
I'm not thinking they're gonna win.
Yeah, he's taken the 9 points. What a pussy. Put your actual money where your mouth is.
I don't think the Cowboys are that good.
Oh wait, sorry, 9. Sorry, you said 9. Sorry, I thought you said 90. It's fine. You're gonna lose your money.
Yeah,
the defense will score more. The defense will score more than 9. I'd put a bet on that. The Cowboys defense scores more than 9. All right, let's go to the Niners because they had a crushing win on early on Sunday. I think they went to Pittsburgh early on Sunday, and because you got your dick up Kenny Pickett's ass too, don't you? But
I love how you keep up with all the QBs I like. It's very flattering.
How could I not? You're fucking on about them all the time. But that was the early one in terms of until the Cowboys went 40-0 whack on Sunday night. The 31-7 from the Niners, I think, made the league go, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's
They're
like
for real.
Brock Purdy's into like his 8th start or whatever, and he's looking pretty good. This defense is fucking killer. Scoop, I know you didn't get much of a chance to watch the game, but have you caught up on what happened in the Niners Steelers game? And you must have, I know you're not calling them the 85 Bears, but you must have got a bit of a horn for the Niners.
I'd stand by exactly what I told you I would have said for the Cowboys. I hesitate to say, what that potential, right? It's just Brock Purdy's playing not lights out, but like you said, right? Not to make that big mistake and all that stuff. And obviously let the defense mop it up, right? But you can't get away with that forever. And then, of course, there's always the snap, crackle, pop. And that's totally what changed the Niners last year, going almost to Christian McCaffrey at quarterback in the playoffs. And so these are the things that, run through my head. And so, it's the great way I would hope that they would start, but I am curious. I wasn't thinking that Pittsburgh was going to do great that game. Of course, I didn't think that they would get curb stomped, but maybe like a 35-17 or something like that. But it'll be interesting to see how they do in this next couple of weeks. I would like to see them make a couple more statements, Ozzy.
I mean, you got to make statements. Big Greg, Tony Romo, of course, has a stronger arm, but Dak is was faster. Their decision making sucks. Coming from Dallas fan, also. Look, I get it, Big Greg, but prime Tony Romo is way better than Dak Prescott. And yeah, Tony Romo had his moments where he made bad decisions, but
I am a homosexual. So.
yeah, prime Tony Romo was a really good quarterback. He never had a defense like this.
8, top 7.
He never had a defense like the Cowboys have got now.
He's one. He always have a soft spot for guys that like almost single-handedly win championships in fantasy. So like I'll always love Devontae Freeman those couple years.
Devontae Freeman won me a fantasy championship too. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tony Romo would never get drafted in like the first 8 rounds, so you could load up the rest of your team and then get average production from him.
That's so great. I won a fantasy championship with Devontae Freeman, Tony Romo, quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
one of my best teams of all time. Because then I just had like studs at every other position. It was great.
I mean, to be fair, I also had Des Bryant and DeMarco Murray in the same year, which, you know, anyway, Ribman, where's Rox? Yeah, we've addressed that. We'll address that with Robbie's comment. She quit the pod. And then Robbie put another comment. We will have more info in a soon to release pod. That's right. Yes, Ribman. When I finally get around to uploading podcasts, you'll hear about it when we first talked about it. But we've moved on. And we're going to move on from the Niners, Josh Allen, and the 85 Bears.
Sorry.
What?
So as some may know, there's a chat we're all in, and Ribman just said, "I'd rather see broken bones than Robbie's face." Because I spent a lot of broken bone videos to gross out Ribman. And he took a still of my face and said I'm uglier than some of the most gruesome broken bone UFC videos.
But what if somebody broke your face and took a picture of it?
I was going to say...
That'd probably be an improvement, according to Ribman.
At this point, I think he'd rather see broken bones in your face.
Yeah, apparently so.
That's great. Thanks, Ribman. You could put that in the chat. The Ribman, you know, it helps the algorithm. He
also took a still of me when my nose was like flaring, so it made me look even uglier than usual.
Your nose looks like you grew up in the Australian outback.
What's that supposed to be?
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Because,
Are you calling me indigenous?
I mean, you are. Look up the term indigenous. You'll.
Did you see how I was playing the didgeridoo? I was going.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. You're taking a load. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
All right. Did anything catch anyone else's eye across the first weekend of the NFL? Robbie, you got
the Falcons looked legit.
Oh, Jesus. Looked legit. I had London as a receiver, and thankfully I still beat you. 18, what was it? 18 fucking passes for 150
I would never
yards?
have started London against me. They are a run-first offense, but they have Thunder and Lightning and Algier and Bijan Robinson, the 2 Greek gods of the running back position. And then they have the Joker and Cordero Patterson will be back this week. We don't even need Desmond Ridder to throw the ball 5 times and we'll win games. We might go triple option positionless football.
Let me guess. They are the 1984 49ers, right? Is that what we're saying now?
My 85 Bears comment doesn't seem too bad now, does it? Yeah.
That would run the ball 70 times a game or rank number 1 in the country.
Oh my god!
Hang on a second. Hang on.
The 1946 Army.
Justin posted that I don't have punctures and of you, and kind of whooshing why Justin does.
Ribman is like 3/5 deep.
I think he's still drunk from last night. Didn't he go to the bar? He had a bunch of Long Island iced teas.
He said he had 8 Long Islands and a bunch of other things.
He's back. He's back. Let's try it again. I did definitely say that though.
Hey, I will quickly say, because again I didn't get to catch everything.
The floor for a second.
Yeah, I will. The a couple of the games that I saw what happened result wise, but I would love to hear you guys tell me what actually happened. Is one that Browns Bengals score. I was like, what happened? And then I was curious about how the Dolphins did with, some of the hype and whatnot. Even if they lost, I'm curious how that offense did. Those are a couple of the ones that I wanted to know. So, Robbie, give me some.
I'm back. I will say thank you to the Browns and to Deshaun Watson because that's what helped me beat Robbie in fantasy. That Dolphins offense is high powered, and they did get the job done in the end against the Chargers. They got the 36-34 win. So yeah, it's interesting. Robbie, I'll get your thoughts on it, but let's talk about the 85 Bears against the current Miami offense. Do you think that high-powered Miami offense beats a great defense like Niners or Cowboys?
I don't think it matters. We'll all be they'll be interviewing Tua from the ICU by week 6, so it doesn't really matter.
Here's where I will tell you hey, this is actually going along with what you like to do, Ozzy. Based on last year, even though the Niners had a great defense, their big Achilles heel was the big throw downfield. They were giving that up left and right. And guess what the Miami Dolphins specialize in? Tyreek Hill would burn the shit out of them all game long. And then when he couldn't, waddle and, whatnot. So that's the type of team that scares me. And if I'm not mistaken, they did meet last year, possibly. I don't remember what the result was if they did, but that's the type of team that scares me. The team that is balanced enough to make you not have, you can't just guard the deep ball, but they are efficient at that deep ball. I don't know if the Niners have fixed that during the offseason, and obviously the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't do anything to help show a weakness there. But that until they play a team like Miami and they shut it down, I'm going to be scared it will repeat.
I mean, the deep ball's a threat, but it's also not a threat if you could just KO the quarterback. Again, someone like Bosa can get to Tua and just KO him because he's very susceptible to a concussion. But no, I get
what I'm saying is they weren't getting to them quick enough. We were getting burned all the time we would shut them down, right? And it'd be like 3rd and 12, and then boom, big play. What? And then they'd have to stay out there, and the defense would be good, big play, good, and at least against the quarterbacks that could pull it off. So that's all I'm saying is we kept giving that up too much, and I hope they fix that in the offseason. I would think your team would do better against the Dolphins because you guys have better weapons against the deep ball.
I think the addition of Gilmore, and I know it's the end of his career, and he's been around a long time, but I think the addition of Gilmore is one of the biggest things for the Cowboys this year in terms of we've got great pass rushing and all that, but with Diggs who likes to fucking attack the interception, and then a guy like Gilmore, I just think it adds an important piece. We'll just get to a couple more chats. Good to see IC Photoshop this picture a little. Jesus, Ribman. Dude, sober up.
Get the help you need.
Aussie, fuck autocorrect. Yeah, fair enough. All right. I didn't think autocorrect could be that drunk, though. Like, let's be fair.
Yeah, how does autocorrect change question to Wooster?
Yeah. Exactly. I wish OJ was here just for Robbie and Scoot to be talking to a floating orange yellow. That's true. They might be done. Maybe I'll send a link over to OJ because they're probably done on their stream.
OJ Simpson? What are we talking about?
Oh, you know OJ. We've had on our stream before. Vamp, will you guys? Come on. Help out the host of the show. I said Vamp.
I was also confused about the OJ thing, but now I know what you're talking about. I was thinking he was talking about murdering somebody.
So I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah. But would you say that the OJ-led Buffalo Bills of 1970 something are weaker than the 2023 Dallas Cowboys?
I mean, how about you suck a dick? How about that?
Hopefully
I
the
just,
didgeridoo.
I came in with a fucking topic to talk about, and it's given us legs. It's given legs to the show. So go fuck yourself. All right. It's given a thread. It's given a thread to the show.
All right, ZZ Top with your legs.
Yeah. We got legs. Shout out to the guy last podcast that gotten Robbie's head enough to get rid of the brick wall.
Oh.
I mean, I get your point, Ribman, but Jesus, dude, it's what is it? I mean, all right, where's Ribman live? He's in Texas, right? So what's that?
Yeah, so it's 10:48 a.m.
Right. I'm like,
dude, how are
it's
you?
nighttime here. I forgot how fucking early it
Or
is
maybe
for you
it
guys.
might at the latest it's 11:48. I don't know, but it's not even noon his time.
How are you this drunk this early? I mean, I respect it. Don't get me wrong, I respect it. But dude, come on, get your life together. What do we got here? We got another one. This is Ryan Murphin. Red as a brick wall. Yes, agree. Big Greg now. 11:48. All right, it is 11:48. How do you know, Greg? Oh wait, you do live in the same area. Have you caught up with Ribman? Have the Big Greg in Iowa and Ribman know each other or not?
No, it's Central Time. They're both in Central Time.
Iowa is the same as Texas. Yeah, I
think
get it.
so.
Yeah, that would make sense. They're kind of on the same line down the.
Sure.
Yeah. Good. What was that, Robbie? No, what was that?
I was gonna say Chick-fil-A is very overrated. Sorry.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Have you ever had it?
No, we don't have Chick-fil-A. So talk me through it.
It's literally, it's just a smaller version of do you have Wendy's there?
Yeah, I think we got Wendy's. Maybe. I don't know.
I would say Wendy's chicken sandwich is better than Chick-fil-A. And the crazy thing is, Chick-fil-A is just known for their chicken. And if you go to any Chick-fil-A, no matter where it is in the country, they have to have like a quadruple line system with people standing and taking orders midway through because there's like it could be 3:30 on a Tuesday. There'll be 40 cars in line. And I just don't understand it at all. What?
I remember
like In-N-Out Burger.
I mean, you can make a case in some cities. It's worse than what you see in In-N-Out Burger. But yeah, it's really similar.
Yeah. I get it. They'll like literally fuck up traffic at some of those Chick-fil-A's. I'll be like, motherfuckers, why isn't it what was it, Sunday or Monday that they're
closed on Sundays, and it's great because then you don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, we got Krispy Kremes over here, and we got one in we got one in Perth, and people were like the same as that, like lining up for fucking hours.
That's how bad the donut situation.
No, and that's the thing because I got some Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm like,
they're mid.
I'll take fucking Donut King any day. You know, like
they're mid, as the kids say.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed by Krispy Kreme at all, and I would never.
They're dangerously light though. Like you can eat like 10 of them, and then realize you did it. Where if you get if you eat the heavy donuts, they'll like make you have diarrhea after 4. So it's safer for you.
Speaking of donuts, Big Greg's in the chat. Big Greg, I still haven't released the episode about where we discussed the weight loss comp between Robbie and Big Greg because. I'm too light to have a competition with Robbie because Robbie could lose me and still be heavier than me.
You guys are mean.
No, but in all seriousness,
I just laughed.
No, in all seriousness, you could lose me as a human. Like I'm 6'2".
I love how when you go in all seriousness, that's code for let me dig this knife in even deeper.
I'm 6'2", 240 pounds. Robbie could lose me and be healthy.
Not true.
Come on, for your height. For your height. No,
for your height, I'll kill you.
No, for your height, if you lost my weight.
Stop! You're trying to give away my weight. You're an asshole.
You're giving away your weight, you retard.
No, you're giving away your weight.
I gave away my weight. Yes, I did. I said about 240 to 250 pounds.
Stop
I did give
flustering me.
away.
Let's go back to Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to trash Josh Allen for a bit? I love how defensive Buffalo fans are of Josh Allen. That is funny. Like that guy, that comic guy.
Man, I got
Robbie,
into it with him.
Robbie was filleting on Twitter the other day. Great point. He played 95% of the season with a fucking injured elbow. I don't give a fuck about your injuries. Go fuck yourself, you and your injuries. If you're playing, you're fit. Go fuck yourself.
It was a great call by him. Especially after hearing a 96-year-old say how bad they were and another guy say he should be cut from the team. It was a dose of reality.
Yeah, well, that shit's just dumb. All right, yeah. You're not cutting Josh Allen. That's ridiculous. You're not cutting Dak Prescott, and I think Josh Allen's better than Dak Prescott. You're not. Yeah, anyway, we've got Ribman back. This is always fun to read. Know him from X-Nut. Haven't had much luck with people from Iowa. All right. What is X-Nut?
Is that like a
because Twitter? No, because Twitter's now called X.
Oh, but who actually refers to it as X?
Or is that a porn? Yeah, you're right. X-Nut. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
X-Nut.
Yeah. Do you guys jack off together? Is that what happens? Is that what's going on
here?
You
have jack off parties? Apparently, that's a thing. Yeah.
Okay. So I was curious. I was trying to remember what me and Mr. Brave New World got into it about, because I wasn't saying like whatever it was I was saying about Josh Allen was just something kind of like in general, and he kept bringing up all these stats and this and that, and well, he did it, and I'm just like, dude, that's not what I'm talking about. And he'd come back with stuff like, well, I'll just tell you. He said, I said, he goes, Diggs, that's what it was. Diggs being, the diva. That's what I was attacking. I was saying that if things go down that road, if they're not going to win, Diggs is going to, basically was saying he might go TO mode like he did, like the Niners. What happened to the Niners? That's
the one thing I do disagree with Andy on. I didn't think Diggs would blow up this year. I thought it was going to be like the day the offseason started, but Diggs does. I mean, he forced his way out of Minnesota, and it's completely plausible he could force his way out of the Bills.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, that one team reporter may have sped up the process by a good 4 months. So
yeah, so the whole thing was like Pat McAfee had said whatever about it, and then comic guy said also Diggs was voted team captain straight out of Josh's mouth. And then I said, my parents often communicated at an all-time high, many 4-letter words at legendary pace. And then I just basically went on and said what I told you about the TO comparison. And he just kept going on, citing things about if it weren't for 13 seconds, blah, blah. I was just like, dude, come on. I don't care about any of these stats you're rattling off. I'm just telling you that it's very likely if this goes the way it goes, if they don't win, if they don't keep winning, you're going to see what happens with Diggs. And in a way, I feel bad for Josh Allen when it comes to that, because he's trying to do his thing. He doesn't need a Diggs giving him crap. And I think, who was it? Jeff Garcia was the quarterback or something when T.O. was doing that stuff. Obviously, he's nothing like a Josh Allen, but I remember him sitting there like, motherfucker, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, here's this dickhead, and I can't, like, what am I going to fucking do? And I remember it just killed that team. It just killed it from the inside. The thing with Diggs, though, is, he will leave before he kills the team like T.O. did. But still, it's going to fuck them up when it shouldn't. Like, just get over it, Yeah. They have a good thing right there. They just got to fucking mesh.
Mentioning nut jobs from Iowa, myself included, I never actually mentioned that I was going to the meet and greed, I assume, not the ABD greed. Greg, it's just like your emails. You're as bad as Ribman. Are you drunk too? Jesus
I
Christ.
think he's just.
He's got. Oh no, you're right. Fat fingers like you. Good point. So yes, we're talking about nut jobs from Iowa. Hang on a second. Outside of an email to Regina, so I am wrong. I wasn't the reason Shays didn't go. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's good that you bring that up. It's good that Roxanne isn't here because why don't we talk about Shays? That'd be Shane in Des Moines.
Jeez. I
Which
love
is
that.
Freudian slip because there's the haze in Minnesota.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
No, Big Greg knew what he was doing. I can take that shot off the screen now. Hang on a second. I've got to do a good hefty cough. So
you know you cut off that we couldn't hear the at the end of the word cough, so it sounded like you said something else.
Yeah, nice. That's good. So Shane had some positive thing. I mean, I don't know if this is positive. Shane called me a high quality troll recently.
He also just as of an hour ago, free followed our Twitter account.
Oh, really? Because he blocked me again. Fuck, I gotta. So yeah, he called me a quality troll, and I replied to that and said thanks. I appreciate it. And so we got to talking again. It was an exciting moment on Twitter, and then so Shane decided to send me a link to a YouTube video, which he loves to do. He loves to listen to music and analyze his life while listening to music. And he sent me a tweet saying, "We've spent too much time. We've wasted too much time on each other that our wives and children will never get back." I was like, what the fuck? I was like, hey, how long do you think it takes to write a tweet? And B, don't ever think you know what I do with my life.
Well, you don't refresh the page over and over like he probably does.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'd see a tweet, I write a tweet, and like, you think I'm fucking playing with my children, having a great old time. I went, oh, Shane tweeted me. Better fucking reply. No, Shane.
Who refreshes their screen more often, him or Surfer Todd?
That's it. That's a callback to talent show voting. Is that correct?
Yes.
I
saw it at 2:59 and 35 seconds. Yeah. The votes jumped up by 35.7 votes.
Yeah. But yes, I took exception to that, to Shane thinking that I take time away from my family to tweet him nonsense. It's not like that, Shane. It's me laying awake at 2 a.m. watching ESPN going, oh, Shane's being a dick again. All right, let's. So no, it was good to hear from you, Shane. But we had a quick interaction, and then he promptly blocked me again and deleted all interaction that we had. I guess his thing is plausible deniability.
Doesn't he know he takes screenshots of everything?
Yeah, if he deletes it, then he can say that he didn't say that. But regardless, oh, hello. All right, the chat. We got talking about Shane. The chat got active. First of all, Big Greg says, "I just woke up." Yeah, so you shouldn't be drinking, you big dumb fuck. Blocked, unblocked, blocked, and unblocked. Yes, that is true. Ferg Cat, you're right. It was Ferg Cat. He was trashing Ferg Cat for being a shitty troll and shouted me out for being a good troll. So I appreciate that. Sorry, I missed Ribman. Oops. Fucking chat keeps moving.
Fat fingers.
I fucking sound like Stuttering John. I got blocked and unblocked this week. That's Ribman. And clearly for no good reason. That's true, Ribman. In all honesty, Ribman, big shout out to you. Genuinely a funny guy. Like, that guy gives me belly laughs for some of the shit that he says. Like, he is a funny dude. I love you, Ribman. Ryan Murphin's popped back up with a comment. I just now noticed Aussie guy's bald. I am. Yeah. I've been wearing hoodies lately, but this is also, if I could get it, I'm also grey. The little bits that are growing is grey. I don't know if
Yikes.
you can see that. Yeah.
The
So I
little
got
bits.
that. Yeah, exactly. But no, I'm cool with being bald. I think I've got a good head for being bald.
I don't. I'm gonna get hair replacement surgery if I have
I
to.
just, yeah, I don't understand. I mean, but if you lost weight, it wouldn't be such a problem. You don't want to be bald because you got a big fat round face.
That just
Good.
hit like a sledgehammer. Wow.
I love it when I pop Robbie with an insult of Robbie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My favorite thing in the world.
Oh man.
Well, look, we've gone an hour and 5 minutes. Do we want to wrap it up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, or do we
Yeah.
want to do a three-way bullpucky?
I say we save it for next week because then I can
Yes.
come up with something good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
same here.
I agree.
'Cause I will be on the fly. I'll be like, and my
So would
story is I just looked at my phone and it says 8:04. True
One of us,
or bullpucky?
one of us tells the story of Lauren Boebert getting groped and vaping. You'll see that. Robbie, here's a question for you.
Groped and vaping in the same sentence.
Yeah. Lauren Boebert or AOC? Which one are you banging? You have to choose one. You have to choose one.
Well, I think AOC is objectively not attractive, and I don't think
okay.
Boebert's that attractive. So I guess Boebert because she's slightly attractive.
So, point being, Robbie.
Also, AOC is I don't like her. I would never.
AOC is objectively way hotter than Lauren Boebert. And look, I'd fuck both of them. I think they're both pretty attractive.
No, don't interrupt me.
AOC is objectively more attractive than Lauren
AOC
Boebert.
is another sign that ginger race can't get ahead of itself. Guess who she's been dating for like years? This chubby ginger fuck.
Well, you're a chance then.
I don't want to date her. She's a nut job.
Yeah, no, but you can't put that aside. You can't put aside the Democratic nut job side of it. Dude.
No, because Boebert's are not even
She's
Republican. She's like an alt-right nut job. I don't like either one of them.
I know, but AOC's smoking, dude. Come on.
Boebert without the glasses is pretty hot.
I agree. I think she's hot, but AOC is hotter. AOC is hotter.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you. Jeez.
No.
Come on.
She's got, and when she talks, her eyes get like
you're more.
gross.
Yeah, this is the thing. Stop watching her fucking talk in Congress. Like, look at a picture of her with her tits out and jack off to it. For fuck's sake! Like, what's wrong with you?
This is reminding me of what's the movie where Jason Alexander goes, her second toe is bigger than her.
Yeah. Shallow Hal, isn't it?
Yeah, Shallow Hal.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video that just came out of Boebert? Did you guys see the video that leaked of Boebert last night?
That was my opening point: the vaping and the titty groping. Yes.
Wow.
Her boyfriend or whoever her partner was there was groping her tits.
An affair situation.
Yeah, and then she was vaping, and she denied vaping, but she was clearly vaping.
Yeah, she's like, the one thing I will say is I definitely didn't vape.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
But there was also like the pregnant cunt behind her that complained. Ew, I'm pregnant. She's vaping. Shut the fuck up. If you were in this building in the 70s, fucking 44,000 of them would have been smoking cigarettes. You know, one person's vaping. Shut the fuck up. If she's got her tits out, let her have a good night. All right, let's wrap up the show on that note. Hang on. We've got a couple of good point, Ribman. We'll close with Ribman's chat. First of all, Robbie, you get any interesting t-shirts lately?
Ooh.
What did you get?
Yeah.
Did you get a bottom right?
Yeah, it came a couple of weeks ago.
You're a bottom right.
I don't even know what that means.
Watch the episode 53 of Get My Go, bottom right.
Fine.
You will fucking learn, and it's a funny episode. It is genuinely funny, objectively funny. We got Ribman. Wrap it up so I can get back to cut this tree down. Dude, don't cut a tree down when you're this drunk. What the fuck? Go back inside, pour a Long Island iced tea, smoke a joint, and fucking chill, dude.
You're assuming what he's looking at is actually a tree.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, actually, good. Actually, cutting the tree down is probably getting stoned. Doing weed, as Robbie would say.
No, it's that his significant other is probably taller than him, and that's a sexual term.
Yeah.
I gotta cut the old tree down, if you know what I mean.
Big Greg with the 70s ... in the 90s. That's true, Big Greg. You could actually smoke in arenas in the 90s. That's it. I remember smoking in pubs in like mid 2000s, and I remember looking back at being in a pub, going to the door, looking back into the pub, and it's just a smoke haze of just people smoking cigarettes. So yeah, Ryan Murphin's got one before we go. If that's the case, then I cut down 2 trees already. Well, what on? These fucking
2 women that are taller than you? No, I'm just playing.
Yeah. Ryan Murphin getting high with us this morning. Thank you, brother.
That's nice.
Ryan Murphin, let me know who you are in terms of like on Twitter or some shit. I must know you. Why are you watching us? I don't know your name. Why do I know you? I must know you somehow. Give me a fucking chat. Tell me why you're watching us. There's 3 people watching us. I personally, well, not personally know, but I've chatted with Big Greg and Ribman. I must have chatted with you. Otherwise, why would you be watching our stupid fucking shitty show? Let us know. Come on. Before we go, this is what I want to hear. In the meantime, Scoop, plug away, my friend. Plug the Ukraine crisis, all of that.
Yeah, send your fucking money over here. Quit bitching about taxes. Like, let's end this shit now. Or fuck it, let's instigate World War III now instead of waiting for later. Let's have fun. At Jesse Crean. JESSECREAN.
We're not having World War III over fucking Ukraine. Give me a break.
Oh no, that's just a door stuff.
That's yeah. Well, and let's go to a man that has predicted World War III more times than a Josh Allen MVP. Robbie, where can we find you and the show? Have you nailed down our plugs yet?
Yeah, just 1 second.
You did take over that role after
I did.
Roxanne quit the show. Hang on. Ryan Murphin has come back with, dude, y'all are pretty funny. Didn't answer my question. You didn't just stumble across us and go, and you're pretty funny. How did you find us? Why are you watching us, Ryan? I want to know.
One thing you wanted to know, and he's just
I know Big Greg and Ribman have no respect for themselves. I understand that. That's fine. Ryan, why are you here? Big Greg, Robbie tearing down a tree on his own. I mean, sitting on it? Is that what we're talking about? How's the plugs going, Robbie?
So you can find me at Mariner Robbie on Twitter.
That's
for
good.
all my self-loathing tweets, Mariners stuff, lots of Ben Maller related stuff. Then you can find us on the United States of Australia. Our Twitter account is at USA US Pod. So that's at USA US Pod. We probably will be changing that in the coming days, if I can't memorize it, then you guys definitely can't either. So
yeah, well, yeah, that's fine. Go with whatever you think, Robbie. That was just my first thought months ago.
No, I know.
We just got Ryan Murphin. Has he answered? The GMG fan for a few years. Stumbled across y'all from that show and got hooked. Thank you, brother. And I'm imagining you're a Southern listener with all the y'alls that you're throwing in there. But no, I appreciate it. I appreciate a GMG fan jumping over, and you'd know all about Bottom Right then. I'm surprised you haven't called Robbie a bottom right multiple times. Big Greg's jumped up with the chat as well, and he just bombed nailing the podcast drops.
But nice to see you on here, Ryan. My first
No, we
time
appreciate
meeting.
it. Yeah, no, it's honestly great. Look, 3 people watching us, and like it's probably more than we deserve. So
Oh, you're flying.
no, we appreciate everyone that joins us, and
Oklahoma.
you guys watching is great for Ribman. Hello, great question. Well done, good callback, Ribman. He's a
Ryan's
funny
from
dude.
Oklahoma,
is he? Oh yeah,
right.
Sorry, yeah, I missed that one. Oh, and also
Boomer Sooner
and Robbie beating off. Yes, Oklahoma. Don't judge it. No, we won't judge. Look, if you're a GMG fan, you're probably a wrestling fan, which means you would be a Jim Ross fan. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. We need to wrap this up. We've gone an hour and 15 minutes, which is impressive. Sorry, stop distracting yourself, retard. Yes, of course, we are here live on YouTube. This will be going up on the podcast feed, amongst other pre-recorded episodes that go back to the start of 2023. I got shit from January that's never been released. I got a bunch of shit which I will, at some point when I get around to it, put on the podcast feed. But we do like this live aspect. We do like the opportunity to interact with the chat. So it's great. So please get on over. If you're listening to this, once I've put it up on the podcast feed, if you're listening on the podcast feed, please get over to YouTube, youtube.com/@United States of Australia. Subscribe and put this episode on play. You just put it in the background. Fucking whatever. Just mute it. Just let it play overnight and just put it on a loop. Let it play overnight. We need fucking 4,000 watch hours, but we also need 1,000 subscribers, which I know 1,000 people don't listen, but spread the word. Get your friends, your family to subscribe, and let's get
Ozzy.
there.
Hey, Ozzy, I just want to throw out there a possible tease for next week with our bullpucky. If there's people in the room, they can guess before we give up
That's
the
a
answer.
good point. That's a good point. Yeah, we will be playing.
If you come across any dead Russians and you find their phones, just put it on.
That's right. There you go, Scoop. Every Russian you kill, subscribe them to United States of Australia. That'll be great.
We'll lead the podcast game in dead Russians.
Yeah. They'll think we're buying bots from Russia, but it's just Scoop
we're just
mowing down Russians.
There's so many Alexanders on here. What's going on?
That's fucking great.
Bullpucky next week, interactive.
That's right. Sorry. Yes, Bullpucky interactive next week.
Next show.
Yeah, it might not be next week. Next show, we'll do an interactive Bullpucky. If you've never heard Bullpucky before, tune in. It's a lot of fun. It's basically interesting, funny stories from our lives that whether they're true or not is the question, but they're always fun and interesting stories. So yes, definitely check out our next live show, Interact with Bullpucky. Thank you to the 3 of us joining us, Ribman, Big Greg, and Ryan Murphy. We appreciate your support. It starts with 3. Hopefully one day it'll be 6. Thanks for joining us here on our YouTube live show. On Twitter, I am at that sussy guy. Just imagine the Aussie guy and put an S where the A should be. We'll catch you next time on United States of Australia.
We're the 85 Bears of podcasts.
Damn fucking right.